Hey, what is up, Warriors? It's the Quadfather here, and I have been playing a lot of Ghosts. I mean, I really enjoy a lot of the different aspects. I enjoy the new maps and the perks and the squad points and just the different varieties of things you can do in the game and the different challenges. I think that's one of the things that I really enjoy is the fact that it's the same game. It's Call of Duty. I mean, Call of Duty is Call of Duty is Call of Duty. I mean, there's a lot that's the same about Call of Duty, but there's enough different to make it interesting. Usually I don't like learning new maps because I get even worse when I try to learn which routes to take and where A and B and C are. I generally just get wrecked and that can be a little defeating. But you know what? Overall, I think Ghosts is a good improvement on the Call of Duty franchise. I think they've integrated a lot of the things we liked about the previous games and added some new elements that make it a lot more interesting. I mean, we don't have Search and Destroy yet, right? I think that's coming in the next gen consoles. I'm hopeful, at least. But we do have Search and Rescue, and Search and Rescue is a little bit different because you can actually help your teammates and you can help them respond. But there's something about Search and Destroy that has a level of intensity about it that really makes it a much better game. I mean, you know, obviously Call of Duty is not real life, and it's not something that even mimics real life. At least Search and Destroy, when you spawn, you know you get one life, and that's the only way you can help your team, and which makes it a little bit more like real life because you just don't respawn. I mean, and you watch people's gameplay because you do get to observe it in Search and Destroy, and you watch how they play it a little bit differently or a lot differently because they know that when they're gone, they're gone. And actually, that's kind of the theme for today's commentary. It is a special day. I'm remembering a buddy who actually today, it would have been his birthday if he was still alive. He would have turned 24 years old. But in July, actually July 20th, he took his own life, which was just a shock to myself, to his mom, who I work next to and have worked next to since, he was like 5 years old. So many years. And that's what's inspired me to do this commentary today. Suicide. You know, it's really, really hard to understand why somebody would commit suicide. And I think that one of the things that we don't realize is that a lot of people are hurting. A lot of people are sad. I mean, desperate, depressed. And as the months have gone on, it's been almost 4 months now. I have come to notice, because of the work I do, I work in the counseling field, I've noticed a lot of different guys right in that age range, somewhere in the mid-teens to early 20s, are depressed, are feeling suicidal, are feeling alone, you know, they're feeling without hope. And there's kind of a theme that I've seen is that a lot of them feel bad because they don't have good relationships. And it's not good relationships with their buddies, but the thing that really makes them desperate is the relationships that end with their girlfriends. And you know what? I definitely was not a guy who was like a player. I didn't have a lot of girlfriends. And matter of fact, most of the girls that I dated ended up dumping me because I was the type of guy I was like, well, we can make this work out. We can, you know, there's things we can work on, things that I enjoy about this person. But obviously, most of the time, they didn't feel that way about me. And the message that I wanted to talk about in this commentary is that I have only had one, you could call it, successful relationship. All the other relationships have ended, right? I mean, no matter how you measure it, no matter how much fun we had, no matter what we enjoyed and what we did and what we talked about and all the other things that went into that relationship, eventually they ended. And that's true for almost every relationship, right? I mean, a family, you know, you can't get away from them. I mean, you can get away from them, but you really, you know, they're going to be with you no matter what. Unlike friends and girlfriends and the other people in your life, really those people come and they go. And it's sad, you can think about it, but there's no way I could continue to be friends with everybody in my life or be, obviously, not boyfriend and girlfriend with everybody that I ever dated. So, you know, I see these guys, they get depressed and they get hopeless and they feel like they're never going to have another relationship. And I just want to speak into their lives and say, look, man, things change. Everything changes. Matter of fact, that is the rule, right? Things will always change. If something stays the same, that's the incredible thing. And when you're talking about people and relationships, things don't stay the same, you know, and The thing that I've noticed also about the guys who are suicidal or just really down and really depressed and kind of down on themselves is that they don't reach out and talk to anybody. They're not asking people for help. They're not telling people about how desperate they feel. And so if you ever have felt like that or have a friend who is really depressed or really down, listen to them. You don't ignore it. Don't think they're being a drama queen or a whiner or whatever. Actually listen to it, because it's hard for people to say how badly they feel because they think that they're the only ones. So if someone brings it up, pay attention to it. Try to help them out. Try to listen. Try to draw out more of their conversation about what they're actually thinking, because it takes a lot of courage to even say, "Gosh, I'm feeling suicidal," or "Gosh, I don't even want to go on anymore." And you got to check that out, because you guys are the front lines. Sure, us counselors and parents and things like that, we're around and we can help. But what I know is that teenagers talk to teenagers. They're way more important than the adults in their lives. The teens and the friends that you have, they're all have much more influence than adults, especially at this stage in their life. So if you want to help somebody, or if you need help, reach out, talk to them, ask for some help. And the other thing that I notice is that people don't have hope. They don't feel like tomorrow can get any better, or that whatever's gone on in their relationship is the end of their life and nothing's ever going to get better. Well, if there's one thing that I do know is that things do change, things do get better. I've watched all kinds of people who have like shameful experiences in their lives. Public figures who get caught smoking crack, people who do horrendous. We had the head of the free world impeached. That's a pretty catastrophic thing. And these people, they didn't commit suicide. And actually things have gotten better, because as America, actually all over the world, we, as much as we like to see the people in high positions fall, like Tiger Woods, and we root for them to recover. We want to root for them to come back, to get back to where they were, to get that status or that achievement back. And so even though you might feel like you're at a low place, that is actually an opportunity to turn things around, to learn from your mistakes, to grow as a person, to be able to use the experiences that you've had and share them with other people. So even if it's just reaching out and helping somebody with their homework, or listening to a friend, or just growing from any experience that you have, know that what you're going through right now is going to shape you as a person, and things can actually get better. So I can't think of anything that's the end of the world. I can think of a lot of people who've gone through a lot of desperate situations, but I can't think of any of those situations that are reason enough to hurt or kill yourself. We just want to learn from what we're doing and what we're going through so that we can make it better for tomorrow. And the final word I'll leave you with is, don't believe everything you think. I'll say it again. Don't believe everything you think. We sometimes believe that we are what we think. And just because we think it doesn't mean we have to believe it. Sometimes my brain lies to me. Sometimes my brain tells me things that aren't true. And as confusing as that sounds, I hope that makes sense to some of you, because I challenge my brain. I challenge my thoughts. I challenge my mind. I'm like, no, that one's not true. I'm not going to believe that one. So reach out, talk to somebody, don't isolate, and know that things are going to get better. And this is the Quad Father out, and I will see you tomorrow, because there is going to be a tomorrow.